everybody, and welcome back to the 40-day upload challenge and embracing the race. This is kind of a new... I was really comfortable where I was sitting, so I rigged up a way to set up my phone where I was sitting on my couch. So this is a new background here. It's day 39, second to last day of this. You can kind of see the sunshine came back, but super windy, and it was like below freezing when we woke up this morning. So a lot of treadmill runs happening this week with the weather, but that's okay. All right, day 39, second to last day, called The Crowd at the Finish Line. She starts with Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. I know that verse is probably familiar to some. So she tells the story that many of us runners have probably experienced. You're running a race, you're getting towards the end, but you've been giving it your all, and you get really, really tired, and you're just not sure if you're going to be able to finish, and blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden you get close to the finish line, you hear the crowd. They're cheering, and one of the great things I think about running is that you'll have these people that you've never even seen before, never met, but I mean, the crowd will cheer for everybody that's running, not just the people that they know. And it is so encouraging and motivating, and can sometimes give you that extra kick you need to make it to that finish line and to finish strong. So she talks about how she has experienced that in her racing. And in the verse that I read, references a great cloud of witnesses that surrounds us. She talks about that in Hebrews 11, the chapter before. It's often called the Hall of Faith, where we read about different heroes of the past, examples of who inspire us today. Those who believed and hoped, even though they didn't get to see Jesus before they died. The Greek meaning for the word witnesses is testifiers. I thought that was interesting. Each one mentioned in the passage from Hebrews 11 bears testimony to the power of God's faithfulness. God used them to lay the foundation we stand on today. They persevered until the very end. They ran their race well and were ushered into the presence of God, their redemption complete. And then she goes into scenarios, imagining people like Abraham, Jacob, Isaac, Moses, Joshua, Joseph, and even Rahab. Like if you were visualizing actually running a race, but it's the race of your life, and you have them along your course, they're offering you their cheers and high fives, and you can finish this race, you can finish strong, you can do it, lean on him, you're gonna make it. And that's every person that's come before us in heaven that's watching how God's plan is playing out on earth, is cheering for us in that way, calling us to stay strong in the faith. She talks about it, it's easy to lose our motivation in life, especially when we have the year like we just had and everything that's going on presently, to lose faith and God's idea and plan for what this world should be. Very easy to lose motivation and faith in that. She says, others have crossed the finish line before us. They have persevered and fought the good fight of faith. One day when we cross the heavenly finish line, the Hall of Faith heroes will give us high fives. Although from different generations, our common thread will be that Jesus enabled us to persevere, one step at a time. All right, questions. Identify an area of your life where you've lost motivation or feel a lack of purpose. What do you need to get back on track? Well, the only thing that really comes to mind right now, and it's not that I've lost motivation, but or even really the lack of purpose. But what comes to my mind is I think, I will have been married for 10 years in a few weeks, actually. My anniversary is in a few weeks, and it was a year or two after we were married that I stopped working. And, at the time it was really great for the family. The kids were younger. I was around to help transportation to and from school, to and from activities, help with homework, all of that. But the kids are older now, and, driving themselves, and, and it's part of growing up that they are starting to learn, responsibility for their own, needs, which is good because, my stepdaughter will be a senior next year, and then she'll be in college, so taking care of herself, probably a good skill to have. And then a year later, my stepson will follow as far as graduating and, starting the life on their own. So not, needing what I used to do as much anymore. What is God's idea for this phase of my life? How to support my husband, how to support my stepkids as they enter into adulthood. So finding that purpose, what is my purpose in this next phase of life type thing. And what do I need to get back, not back on track, but just to figure out that track, I guess. It's just to definitely keep open and keep my eyes open, I guess is a good way to say it, for what God wants me to do. I said, I love to serve, I love to volunteer, and I have lots of time to do that now, so I try to serve where I can. But definitely still wanting to feed into the family and make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do as a wife and a stepmom. What does your temporary setback look like through the lens of eternity? Well, I didn't really talk about a setback. But I can say that I know that a lot of parents, when their kids grow up and they get the term empty nesters, and in a few years my husband and I will be empty nesters. Of course, we still hope that the kids will, take weekends and come visit us and all that, and they'll still have a room and all that, but they will be here a lot less. And I know that sometimes parents get a little, they're like, what do we do now that we don't have these kids anymore that are here like all the time. But there's still purpose in being a parent even when your kids are an adult. You can just ask my parents. I still call them for help on certain things. So, there's still purpose in parenting even when your kids are an adult. And it's important, I think, for parents to keep that in mind. If you have loved ones in heaven, imagine them cheering you on. Yes, I do. And I do imagine them cheering me on and cheering my family on, and, looking down and hopefully with a smile on their face. She ends with Hebrews chapter 3, verse 14. For if we are faithful to the end, trusting God just as firmly as when we first believed, we shall share in all that belongs to Christ. Yeah. Hebrews is a good book. You should, if you've never read Hebrews, go read Hebrews. It's very motivating and encouraging. But that's day 39. I can't believe that the next one of these that I do will be the last. It feels, when I was starting, I was like 40 days. That's a long time. And now that I'm at the end, it feels like it went by really fast. So who knows? I might do this again with another book like this one. But this has been really good. So I hope everyone's doing well and that the allergies are not getting to you like they're getting to me. Spring allergies get me every year. I try to catch them early, but sometimes it doesn't work out. So I will see you guys tomorrow.